Greetings and welcome to our 18th episode of Morrowind Modding Manors, where we take a look at the etiquette of the Morrowind modding community. Today's lesson is on the traditional greetings for new modders. And now, traditionally, one is supposed to greet a new modder with, a fishy stick, and sometimes alternatively with a side of some sort of fish sauce. This practice predates Morrowind itself, and some say it was actually started by the legendary Captain Morgan during his travels across the seas of Tamriel. Either way, this traditional exchange is, meant to welcome newcomers by providing them with means of sustenance until such time that they can come into their own as a Morrowind modder, making their own mods, and, of course, giving away their own fishy sticks. Now, there has been some hot debate over what type of fishy sticks make for the best type of greeting. Some say cod or halibut is, really the best, while still others insist that a fishy stick really must be presented with a spicy or sour sauce for additional flavor. Whichever type of fishy stick that you choose to present, it's generally agreed upon that one should always greet a new modder with, "Welcome, have a fishy stick." And anyway, that concludes today's lesson. Tune in next time for the proper and correct way to handle a dispute between two modders, a practice known as Koguti mating. But more on that next time. Now, getting back to our actual video here, today we have 3 more player house mods for you to check out. This time, centered around the starting town of Seyda Neen. And as always, you'll find a list down the links for, each mod down below. So let's go ahead and get started with our first house mod, which this time around is Princess Seyda Neen Shack by Princess Stomper. Now, this rather simple and straightforward player home adds a new shack next to the Census and Excise office in Seyda Neen, right below the Silt Strider, with a balcony and deck in the back that offers some really just rather nice views of the Bitter Coast, as well as a number of potted flowers, outdoor dining, and a rowboat that you could potentially use to get around the bay of Seyda Neen. Now, this home isn't free, of course. You'll find a flyer on the door here telling you that this home is, of course, for sale. And overall, this small shack will set you back about 2,000 septims, a fairly decent price for a starter player home, and one that most newer characters will be able to, afford after a few hours of playing Morrowind, at least if they play their cards right anyway. And anyway, moving on inside, you'll find that this small shack home is just a bit deceptive. It's apparently just a lot larger on the inside, of multiple rooms in what should be a one-room shack, including a kitchen with a cozy little oven for preparing food, a storage room with a few containers to throw your loot into, as well as a wash basin and various other odds and ends, a lounge, dining room, and study all sort of just combined into one, with a couple of chairs for guests, as well as a small table for taking a meal, and a bookcase with a few books on it. There's also another storage and training area, including chests to put your weapons and armor in, and a practice dummy that you can just whack around a bit, and not to mention a master bedroom with a fairly sizable bed for you to use, and access to an outdoor balcony overlooking the sea. And all in all, this is a rather cozy and atmospheric player home, with a fair bit of space and storage, especially, considering that this is a shack-based home and all that, of a bedroom, kitchen, and storage, and there's more than enough here for most starting characters. And this is a really great starter home to, check out here. Next up, we have Seyda Neen Island Cottage by Darktobi. And this is a bit of an odd housing mod, as it adds a house right out in the open waters in the harbor of Seyda Neen. This island cottage is apparently built on top of a handful of rocks that are just barely above sea level, which would probably make flooding just a bit of an issue here, but either way, there's a set of docks here, included with the waterfront home, and it has some excellent views of Seyda Neen and the surrounding Bitter Coast region. And going inside, this is probably the smallest house mod in today's lineup, with a simple 2-story abode to call your own, including an upper-level entrance that includes a fireplace, a study, a few chairs to lounge about in, and a set of bookshelves, and a lower level with a master bedroom. And don't ask about how this house has a lower level when it's right out on the water. It's really best not to think about it too much. And in any event, the master bedroom comes with a master bed, naturally, some storage, a cozy little fireplace, and also the corpse of the previous owner, who apparently died from some sort of a skooma overdose. And all in all, while this is really just a very small house mod, it still offers a cozy and atmospheric home to call your own. Some really great scenic views of the bitter coast, and a dock that you could use with a sailing mod like Ultimate Galleon or Fishing Academy, and some basic amenities like a storage, a short commute to a Seyda Neen, and of course a place to rest, though that's really just about it. And overall, this is another just a pretty good starter home for our new characters, and it certainly does have a bit of a, just a unique charm to it. And finally, our last mod is Seyda Neen Humble Abode by Beardo. And now, this is by far the oldest mod in today's lineup, originally released in 2003, and it definitely feels a little dated, at least on the exterior here, as far as housing mod designs go. Just the sort of raised nature of this Nordic Imperial style abode is a little very early 2000s as far as designs go. But trust me, the interior more than makes up for the lackluster just outward appearance here. And speaking of, let's head on inside. And on the first floor here, you'll find the dining room, complete with a fairly sizable dining room table, a cozy fireplace, and a couple of bookshelves. Now, real quick, it's worth noting that this entry-level room is the only one that you'll have immediate access to. Every other room in this home is hidden behind locked doors, which gradually get more difficult the higher up you go. And this adds a bit of balancing to this player home, as only characters with a high enough security skill will be, able to unlock every room here. Or just a spell or magical item of some sort, but, anyway, point is, while this is a free home, it's just not completely free right away. But anyway, moving on to the basement, you'll find a fairly decent-sized set of storage halls, including lots of containers that you can use to, put your stuff in, and also a number of tables and bookshelves that you can use for displaying items that you've collected, though you will first need to clear out the giant rats that live down here. And going upstairs, you'll find the master bedroom on the second floor, including a bed, a walk-in closet with a set of drawers for your clothing, and also a few shelves, and also there's a sort of a reading nook in the corner of the bedroom here, of a chair and a set of bookshelves. And now up on the third floor, you'll find a rather open-air room that appears to be designed as a sort of a magic lab, some tables and shelves for you to use, some of which is already pre-decorated with magical objects and soul gems, as well as a number of containers, and another bed that could be used by a companion if you just happen to have one. And finally, on the top floor, you have the armory and training room, of a number of basic weapons and armor pieces scattered about, and also a number of tables that you can use, again, for just showing off the loot that you've collected on your adventures. Needless to say, there's a fair bit of storage in this home, and it's definitely the largest house mod in today's lineup. And overall, this is a slightly older mod, and, that's definitely evident on the exterior, but inside you'll find a fairly large, atmospheric, and cozy home, with a ton of storage and space, as well as a number of just nicely pre-decorated, detailed rooms that you can gradually unlock over time, and with 2 bedrooms, a location right in the middle of town, and lots and lots of storage. It's a pretty great starter home, or a home for just more veteran characters. Either way, it's definitely worth taking a look at. But that wraps up today's episode of Morrowind Modding Manors, and as always, down links are down below, so stay tuned for more house mods, and of course, more lessons on etiquette. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.